Hi everyone, back to review another movie. You ever have those movies where you watch and you're so on board for the movie, you're having a lot of fun, you're enjoying yourself, you're enjoying the characters, you're enjoying the writing, you're enjoying the mood and the aesthetics, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing in on itself with like a souffle that you just said boo around. Yeah, bad endings can ruin the movie. Not all the time, but bad endings can still leave that sour taste in your mouth because that's what you're left with. Not gonna lie, the movie I have is a wonderful movie until the last 10 minutes. But it did end on a very good joke. Talking about the early, this movie I think came out in March, it was limited release. And it's starring Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis. I'm talking about Colossal. Colossal is a story about Gloria, played by Anne Hathaway, who is an out-of-work internet writer because she gets drunk every night and got fired from her job. 1 year later, her boyfriend Tim decides to throw her out because he can't take her anymore. All she does is go out, get drunk at night, come home during the day, and sleep all day. So, being that Gloria has nowhere to go, she moves back to where she grew up, which happens to be in Middle America. They never say which city or state she moved to. But she moves there, meets up with her old school chum of hers, Jason Sudeikis, who is Oscar in this movie. Finds out that, hey, guess what? He owns a bar. He needs someone to work with him. And he hires her to be his bartender, and they hang out every night drinking. So she's basically falling back into her old lifestyle, except now she works in the bar. Meanwhile, all of this is going down, a monster-style kaiju appears in Seoul, South Korea to cause havoc. Through one plot convenience or another, we figure out that the kaiju is actually Gloria, who only shows up at a certain time in a certain place. This movie was a lot of fun for about, it's not long, I want to say like an hour and 30 minutes. It was really fun. It was very entertaining. This is a very original story where it's having Anne Hathaway play this drunk woman in a small town American community, and all of a sudden she becomes a kaiju monster all the way on the other side of the planet that's running amok. At first she thinks it's pretty cool until she figures out the consequences when you figure out you're a kaiju in a city. Anne Hathaway is really good in this role. You know, you kind of buy her when she comes home stumbling drunk. She's always having these blackouts, to which Oscar's character, played by Jason Sudeikis, is always telling her, oh, you said this last night, and she's like, just like that, and she does it very well. She carries this role, I have to say. I haven't, as much as Anne Hathaway is a known name, I really don't watch a lot of her stuff, so this is one of the few things I've actually seen her in, and she's really good in this. She has her mannerisms down right. I kind of wish her hair was more in shambles for her drunk, but like every day she wakes up with this hangover, headache, she's tired. She plays it really well. I think she did really well. But the star of this show is by far Jason Sudeikis. Holy shit. To say a lot about what he does in this movie would be to me spoiler territory, and I'm not going to go there. Watch his performance in there. He is amazing. Especially when you see where his character grows and what he starts out as and what he turns into. Everything, he plays it perfectly. He was legitimately whatever he needed to be in this movie. This is a fantastically original story where you have this girl who is just, you know, has this traumatic moment in childhood and because of it, a kaiju appears, and Anne Hathaway's character has to wrestle with the fact that, whenever she's in a certain place in her original town, she thinks it's kind of funny at first, but then she's realized she's causing massive havoc and killing thousands of people. To say any more would be really spoiler territory. Acting's really good. The special effects actually on the kaiju is really impressive as well. Jason Sudeikis' character is fucking amazing. Now here's my problem with the movie. The reason for the kaiju showing up in South Korea is either A, kind of flimsy, or kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. There's actually a deleted scene on the Blu-ray where they kind of get into it more, but at the same time, it kind of bothered me. It didn't bother me in the movie, actually. It just like, okay, and then the supernatural thing that has to happen for all this to occur was just kind of like, alright. The movie was so good into that, I was willing way past to let this convenience pass. Then the actual ending happened. 10 minutes left into this movie, an event happens, and I just thought it was a mess. I thought it was sloppy. I didn't enjoy it at all. It just made me like cringe more than anything. I was having fun with Gloria. I was having fun with Oscar. Ending just made kind of no sense. There's a couple of characters like Tim, who's Anne Hathaway's ex-boyfriend, who's the one who kicks her out at the beginning. Doesn't really get a lot to do. There's a love interest in the town who has no chemistry with Anne Hathaway whatsoever. And he doesn't really matter much to the plot at the end of the day. But if you watch the two leads, they definitely carry the movie. It's a lot of fun, especially to see these people get drunk. There's a lot of metaphors in here. Either there's, because this is a character who is, getting drunk, blacked out every day, not remembering things. So there's obviously an issue with substance abuse in there. There's also this, the much, you can say heavy-handed or not, about the fact that when you get in these type of moods, there's always the line, you don't hurt anyone but yourself. And literally with the monster romping around Korea, when she is fucking shit-faced, shows that there are consequences to others when you are in this condition. So you can take it heavy-handed or not. I want to talk more about this, but I don't want to get into spoiler territory. This was well on its way to being one of the best movies of the year until the last 10 minutes. And then it was just like, why did you take that turn? Colossus, I'll give a solid 8.7. If it wasn't for that ending, I'd easily give it in the mid-9s. If you have a chance, watch it. Let me know what you think about the ending, because that's the part that really hurt the score for me. I thought the acting was fun. Anne Hathaway was really good. Her nervous twitch with her hair kind of made me laugh and reminded me of like younger girls who, like, when they get nervous or whatever, they have to start playing with their hair, stuff like that. That's all I have to say. If you can, watch it. It's a solid rental. That's about it. Talk to you later. I'm going to have a busy week. Wow, a story about substance abuse, especially alcoholics. I wonder what girl I hurt and what park I have to go to see this.